Hi, shalom, and welcome, family. My name is Elder Eli Israel, your host for today's class. I want to welcome you all to our 1 hour of power. This message is brought to you by the friends and family members of the Universal Temple of Israel, also known as Universal Temple of Yahweh, located in Orlando, Florida, the city beautiful. I want to thank each and every one of you all for listening, and I pray that God, Yahweh, will bless your mind, your body, and your soul, and that everything you touch will start turning to gold. Our message for today, Royal Family, is our time has come. When I say our time, I'm referring to the so-called black man in America, in the islands, in the Caribbean islands, all of our people in the Caribbean islands, and also all the good moral people of the planet Earth, regardless of your skin color, and in that order. Praise Yahweh. Your time has come to establish great and ever-increasing wealth. Regardless of what you see going on in the economy and what's going on in the world today, I'm here to tell you that Yahweh is going to do for you like he did unto Joseph. You know the story in the Bible, where all Joseph's brothers were jealous of him. Sounds familiar. And they cast him into this pit. Yeah. And after 13 years, Yahweh visited Pharaoh, raised Joseph up, and made him king. This time has come. Your time is also here to have great health. Yeah, too many people are dying too early. And I'm not talking about gangbang and getting killed. I'm talking about people that are just wasting away from the planet due to improper dieting and stress. Your time has come to have great health. Your time has come to have true love and happiness in your life. You know, we taught a class recently that almost 9 out of 10 marriages and relationships in America end in divorce or separation with hatred. Can I get a witness? Yeah. God doesn't want that. Yahweh doesn't want that. The devil does. God, Yahweh, wants you to have all the above, heaven on earth. The devil's game is to take you to hell with him, because he's on a highway to hell. He's on a highway to destruction. And you see all these storms out here now, these tornadoes, these earthquakes, these wars being fought in the old Israel. Yeah, I say the old Israel, because Yahweh talk about New Jerusalem coming down. New Jerusalem. Praise Yahweh. So God actually wants you all to inherit the kingdom. You have an inheritance. It doesn't matter if your daddy left and died. You know what they say. White people die and leave a bill. Leave a will. Black people die and leave what? A bill. And that's not all black people though, but 90% of them do. Believe that. I'm here to tell you that your God, Yahweh, has an inheritance for you. And by reclaiming your last name, Israel, Yisrael, keeping his high holy days, then Yahweh is going to miraculously lead you to the land of milk and honey and destroy Pharaoh in your face. You see, the Bible is written past, present, and future simultaneously. So unless you're a religious scholar or a prophet sent from God, Yahweh, you don't really know how to distinguish the past, the present, or the future. Thus, you need a teacher from Yahweh. And that's our job as a royal priesthood. But before you can receive this inheritance, it's a prerequisite must take place. You with me? Before you can receive the wealth, true love in your life, great health, it's a prerequisite must take place. And I want to take you to the Bible, to the book of understanding, and I'm going to share this with you. Let's go to Ephesians 4:22 through 24. And this is a prerequisite that must take place in order for you to transform and move from wherever you are to wealth, move from wherever you are to great health, and move from wherever you are to happiness in your life, sister. I say sister first because there's a lot of sad sisters out there now. Oh, yeah. Because a good man, like Tyler Perry say, is what? Hard to find. Yes. Let's go to Ephesians 4:22-24. And my Father Yahweh wants me to tell you, to all you women out there that may have a man in your life, he may not be perfect yet, but if he's 70 or 80% of what you think he should be, work with him. Hold on to him. Yeah. Because there's 7 more out there ready to take him away from you. Ephesians 4:22-24. Let's start out with 22. It says that you put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt and deceitful lust. See, this is a little prerequisite that you're going to have to change. You know, we got to put off that former conversation. Verse 23 says that, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Yeah, so you don't have to change bodies. It's not about no rapture. You know what I mean? That's like Christianity. You know, that's illusionary. Yeah. Let's go to verse 24. And that ye put on the new man or the new woman, which after God is created in righteousness and in holiness. Praise Yahweh. Now I want to expound on verse 22 and let's go back. But before I do that, I want you to understand that this prerequisite or this change to take place before you can get this inheritance, as a general contractor or a master builder by craft, in order for us to build any building, any beautiful home, we have to do what? We have to first excavate the debris, excavate the weeds before any structure can be built on that. So in order for you to enter heaven on earth, in order for you to enter the kingdom, in order for you to move from poverty to riches, in order for you to gain great health, in order for you to meet that special man or that special woman in your life, we got to get rid of the weeds in the garden of your mind. Praise Yahweh. Otherwise, you will choke it out. Yes. You know, every fisherman has a story about the fish that got away. Most fishermen. And there's so many women and so many men, especially men, that have a story about the good woman that they allowed to slip right through their fingers, or the good man that they had. But because they refused to change their mindset, that they allowed that person to slip right through their fingers. And we don't want that to happen to you, because we've been through 6,000 years of corruption, 6,000 years of evil rulership, 6,000 years of government de factos. You know what one government do, like government de facto. If you study political science, this probably slipped past you, or you weren't taught this. Government de facto is when one country just decide, you know, I want to take this land. So they just create an excuse to go in with bombs and military and start killing up people. And in most cases, they try to conquer the president or the king, you know, just like Russia doing over there. Kind of sound like America 400 years ago, don't it? Oh, I have to tell you the truth, because the truth will set you free. Yeah. It's not about hatred, it's about the truth. You know, you have to know the truth. Jesus, Yahshua said what? You should know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Praise Yahweh. So, in verse 22, it said that you put off the former conversations of the old man and the old woman. You know, that hate syndrome. I heard one sister the other day said she went to many, many churches and all they do is talk about one another. All they do is gossip. 2-hour Christians. You know, you go in and you exhibit a form of love for 2 hours, and as soon as you walk out the door, then here's the jealousy, here's the hate, here's the separation. You must put off the formal conversation of calling sisters bitches and whores, sister. You must put off the formal conversation of calling the brothers my nigga. Yeah. That's the old man. That's the old woman. You are what you eat. In the beginning was a word, you know? Nigga, the word nigga comes from Negro, a dead body. Quit programming your brothers to be like the living dead. And I know many of our entertainers and stars constantly make rap songs. And I'm not against rap, but it's the lyrics that's contaminated. And they glorify drive-bys with gold chains and automatic weapons, you know, and cool cars with 20 rims. They glorify drive-bys. But unfortunately, one person make millions and millions get destroyed and die. That's not good. That's why Yahweh say stars fall from heaven in the end time. You see stars falling from heaven right now, don't you? See, in your unconscious mind, you thought it was talking about planet Mars, Jupiter, all of those. Nah. Stars meaning the people that you look up to and worship. The people that have joined the boule and decided to produce destructive music and lyrics only to destroy you and make millions off of it. Yeah, you know. These stars will fall from heaven. It's already written. None can stop it. So when you see my brothers like R. Kelly that were super talented, but yet refused to come to God, Yahweh, Puff Daddy, in Miami, the city of Yahweh, but refused to come to Yahweh, you see them falling from heaven. Not against any of them. It's just that I have to tell you the truth so that you all that are blessed with the talent from God, you have the opportunity at this last final moment to change and return to your own God, Yahweh. You have the opportunity to change and produce music and things that are positive. Yeah. You have the opportunity to do something good. Yeah. So that you won't fall in that category of stars falling from heaven. Oh, yeah. You know, they had a story that when you go to a lot of people's funerals, especially our people of color, people are crying and weeping and moaning. Why? It's supposed to be a day of celebration. That's what they call it anyway. Because you didn't show any love while they were alive. Not true love. Some of us never call on God until something very bad happened in our life. We wake up and we're on Facebook entertaining 90% of social media. We never think about God until, you know, your house burned down. Till you get a 3-day notice to vacate. Till suddenly you go to work and your slave master or your owner of the company that you work for tell you fired without a reason. Then you call on God. Or when your lover leave you, then you call on God. Come on. But guess what he say? He say, I will shut my ears to you. And that's what's happening when a lot of times when God has given you chance after chance after chance, like many stars falling from heaven, we're given chance after chance and opportunities to do at least 10% good and refuse to. You know? Gain the whole world, millions, you know, but guess what? Lost your soul, lose your soulmate. You see, money makes up happiness, but it does not guarantee happiness. Only those who have never had money think like that, you know? Yeah, praise Yahweh. So, in verse 22, you got to put off this form of conversation, which is corrupt and the deceitful lust of the world that have you only after materialism. God ain't nowhere in your equation. You'll sell your soul to the devil, become a rump shaker, you know, sell your body to all type of men for $1, for the dead presidents. Yeah. What you gonna do with money, Phil? Pretty soon you're gonna be able to burn them paper dollars up. Oh yeah. God's money is silver and gold. That's the real money. They've already made gold and silver a currency in what? Over 14 states now in the United States. Florida recently did. It's a legal tender now. You can buy bills, pay things with silver and gold now. Oh yeah. See, I told you this 3 or 4 years ago, and many of y'all did not listen. But Yahweh said, surely the Lord Yahweh doeth nothing except he revealed it to his servants, the prophets. So as his servant and as his prophet, I was able to reveal to you that the dollar bill is falling and will come totally dead. So if you don't have a piece of gold or silver, guess what? You may not be able to get nothing to eat. Yeah. See, this is the days of Joseph. It is. It's the days of Joseph. Praise Yahweh. Read the story. So let's go to verse 23. We must become renewed in the spirit of our mind. Meaning that we gotta think different. Yeah. First of all, we must all gain the same blood type. What's our blood type in the royal family? Be positive. You must be positive about all things. You must understand that sometimes God or life will hand you a lemon, but you can turn it into lemonade. I heard tens of thousands of so-called professional black women were suddenly losing their jobs to AI. Well, guess what? Every sister out there that was given a talent, turn it into your own business. Yeah. Your talent that God gave you is your key to wealth. I heard one brother said that he worked for the city for 20 years and he learned everything about that trade or occupation. And then he said, you know what? I have a daughter now. I'm going to take this and turn it into my own business because I have mastered it. And to this very day, driving Mercedes and has his own business, calling his own shots. Praise Yahweh. So even if you are on a job, working for whatever nationality, learn all you can about that occupation and turn it into your own business one day. Yeah. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Do not bury your talent in the sand. Some of y'all were given talents that could make y'all millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, but yet you constantly beg the enemy for a job. You constantly beg other nations for a job. You allow Vietnamese and Arabs to catch an inner tube over here, just a man and a woman, and set up a business in your neighborhood, and you go and get mad at them because they will not hire you. Take your talent. It's written that the elder has 10 talents. Some of y'all have 10 talents. Don't bury them in the sand. Whatever that you're naturally good at is your talent. Take that talent. You're going to need it sooner than you think. Praise Yahweh. And turn it into an industry. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Start thinking differently. Have a positive outlook. See your brother or your sister and look for the good and not the bad. Some of y'all be in a relationship with somebody and consequently, guess what? All you do is look for the bad in them. You know, you be grabbing their cell phone, trying to find out who texting them. Can I get a witness? You know? Yeah, looking all in their emails. My mom always told me that my mother, who's almost, over 90 years old now, still driving her own car, yes, said that, son, if you look for a snake, you'll find one. And sometimes all snakes aren't poisonous, they aren't. Meaning that what you find could be innocent, but in your destructive mindset, since you've been taught to hate one another through Willie Lynch, since you've been taught in Christianity to love your enemies, but you weren't taught to love your own husband, love your own baby mama, love your own baby daddy, love your own biological brother and sisters. You were taught to love your enemy. Oh man, that's foolishness. See, that's why this great book called the Bible, called the King James Version. That was his version. See, the White Masonic Order was given the task of converting our Holy Hebrew Bible from Hebrew to Greek, and they distorted it. They took some out the old, put it in the new, some out the new, put it in the old, and wrote many allegories and similes in there, so that unless you are, like I said earlier, a prophet from Yahweh or a religious scientist, you have no idea when to and how to read the Bible as prose or poetically, or how to read it as past or present, or how to distinguish the parables. Yeah. Must become renewed in the spirit of your mind. I challenge each and every one of you to, you must become humble and get rid of your pride. Get rid of your pride. Royal family, 90% of everything that we have been taught in America is antithetical to God. So if you're looking at me right now and do not like me, it's only because the devil programmed you not to like this message. Like the devil taught you to like white sugar, which is a deadly poison, and you get rich off of it, when honey or brown sugar is the best and natural sweetener. The enemy taught you to eat pork 3 times a day, when swine has over 99 known diseases and can destroy your body, and it's against the laws of God also. But he taught you to eat pork 3 times a day. The enemy taught you to glorify shrimps and lobster with garlic butter and red potatoes and think that what you're doing is big time, when the book of Leviticus tell you what? Wow, do not touch those items. Yeah, they're detestable things. Read Leviticus chapter 11. Yeah, do not touch it. Only thing that you eat in the ocean must have scales and fins. It actually says that it is an abomination to you. Yes. You know, this is why, you know, you need Noxzema. Yeah, this is why you have cholesterol issues. Yeah. Yeah. The enemy taught you to eat things that we should not eat. You must be renewed in the spirit of your mind to receive this inheritance. Because if Yahweh give you billions when God give the righteous billions, unless you're renewed in the spirit of your mind, you'll spend it all in 30 days. Yeah. Because you've been taught to spend like there's no end. The word save was not in your vocabulary. Yeah. Christianity taught you save was die and go to heaven, enjoy heaven. Nah. Some of my Caucasian Jewish brothers, when you tell them save, they ask you what bank? What bank do you save with? You were not taught the law of 10 and 10. What's the law of 10 and 10? Meaning that for every $100 that come through your hand, for every $10,000 that come through your hand, 10% should be given to God or to the priest, wherever you get your spirituality from. And the other 10% is yours to save. And in this day, you should begin to immediately convert it into silver and gold before it's too late, so that you will be rich. Because did not Christ tell you, did not Yahshua, did not Jesus, the Son of Yahweh, tell you in Revelation 3:18, I counsel you to do what? Buy me gold, tried in fire. That's silver and gold, okay? Because silver is, in Hebrew, it's spelled kasab, and it means money. I counsel you. Notice what Christ said to you. He said, I'm counseling you. He's not going to make you do anything. So I'm counseling you, royal family. This may be your last opportunity to array yourself and buy of me gold tried in fire, gold and silver tried in fire, so you'll be what? So you will be rich. Yeah. I just heard Robert Kawasaki and a couple other financial people saying that they predict an ounce of gold to jump to $30,000 an ounce. Well, they're getting closer. Come on up a little bit more. It'll be more than that. And they predict $1 silver dollar to become worth $3,000. That's why when you watch the old movies like Gunsmoke or those old movies where the guys came in with a horse and they had a little bitty small bag of gold. You need to touch the screen to keep it open. Okay, that's why when you saw those type of old movies, the man came in on a horse with a little brown bag of gold in it, and he was basically able to buy up the whole town. See, the enemy don't want you to know that. They want you to worship dead presidents, dollar bills with all these dead presidents on it, you know, with all these dead Caucasian presidents on it. Yeah, I have to tell you the truth. They know this. The real money is silver and gold. Every nation wealth is, backed up by silver and gold. That's what makes them wealthy. Yeah. Praise Yahweh. My spirit tells me that I will touch someone's mind during this telecast. And if so, I did my job. If I just touch one brother, hopefully I touch 1,000, but if I just touch one sister's mind and she becomes renewed in the spirit of her mind and stop burying her talent in the sand, stop mistreating one another, stop robbing God and yourself and wonder why you're either broke or all these problems in your life. When you do that, you bring curses upon yourself. So we must become renewed in the spirit of our minds, understand clearly, and I reiterate that 90% of everything that you were taught in this educational system, in these churches, are antithetical to God. This is why you were programmed that when God comes, when Yahweh comes, when the saints come, teaching you the truth, it'll seem strange to you. It'll seem alien to you. Sometimes it'll be so confusing. I don't understand none of that. Yeah. This is why 2 Timothy 2:15 say you must study to show yourself approved unto Yahweh, so that you can do what? Rightly divide the word of truth, because he understood that the truth will be mingled with falsehood and lies, with deception, with allegories, with metaphors. So if you do not study it, then, you'll be like following a wide gate. But, my Bible tells me that wide is the gate that lead to destruction, and many there be that go therein. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way, few there be that find it. So in verse 23, Ephesians 4:23 say, we must all become renewed in the spirit of our mind to gain this inheritance, to gain the kingdom, to gain the mind of God. And once we gain the mind of God, then he's ready to give us true wealth, great health, and supreme love and happiness like never before. Once again, if you just typing in, my name is Elder Eli, your host for the day, and our topic is Your Time Has Come, And even though you may be watching the news and you see all these wars and all these storms and all these earthquakes and all these people losing their jobs, and all these crazy people going in, Walmart with AK-47s and blasting one another away, I'm here to tell you that your time has come. Great books say there'll be trouble like never was and never will be again in the end time. And I'm telling you that right now we're in the end time. Not the end of the world, but the end of wicked rulership. It is your time, God's people, to inherit the kingdom again on earth. And no force on the planet Earth can stop that. Nobody can stop God. Nobody can stop God's tornadoes. Can you try? They have to run and hide. Nobody can stop his mighty earthquakes and tsunamis. Can they? Nobody can stop his typhoons and cyclones. Can they? No, impossible. That's what makes him God. Praise Yahweh. Let's go to Ephesians 4. Let me break that down. 4:23. It's saying, and you must put on the new man. Brothers, you must become a new man. You got to stop abandoning your children. You got to stop being like nigger Charlie's or in slave master days where you just impregnated the woman and then they sold the offspring off into slavery like cattle. Yeah. You got to stop consuming vodka, crack, and all these other things that has turned you into a mental and physical wreck. Yeah, the enemy put these things in your neighborhood. Churches and liquor stores in your neighborhood, out there, on every corner. Churches, liquor store, lottery tickets. They're trying to destroy you. You go into the most elite neighborhoods of other nations, you might find one church every blue moon. You probably don't even find a liquor store. You got to go out to the main highway to get that. In a lot of our neighborhoods, it's crack on every corner. It's not by accident. You must put on a new mind, brother, and stop hanging out under the tree and at the nightclub waiting on the little cute honeys to come by so you can touch them in the dark. Yeah. You must put on a new mindset, brother, and understand that 6 days do the Lord Yahweh work, and on the 7th day he rests. That you must become industrialized. Yeah. You know, you must work 12 hours a day. And that doesn't mean necessarily working for Charlie, because it's not important on what you do on your 9 to 5. It's what you do on your 5 to 9. That's going to make the real difference. So you must put on a new mind, brothers. You must put on a new mindset, sisters. Yeah. And when God put a good man in your life, you got to submit to him. Yeah. You've been programmed by your enemy to say, I'm equal, or not submit to your own man. Yeah. I've known women that will not even speak to their husband or their man in the morning over something trivial and walk right out of the door and break their neck hollering at men of other nationalities. Wow. That's crazy. Then you don't miss him till he gone. You must take on this new mindset, sister, and become virtuous. Yeah. You must take on this new mind, sister, and stop being on Facebook, showing your butt to the whole world. Wow. I mean, you look more sexy in a sundress anyway. Come on. You must stop worshiping dead presidents. Yeah. My Bible tells me there should be no whores of the daughters of the what? The children of Israel. Meaning that you're not going to enter in heaven with thongs on and teabags on, showing your body to the whole world. That's for your man eyes only, sister. Come on. You can sell your body, you can sell insurance. Yeah. You can sell crack, you can sell cars. You must take on a new mindset. Yeah. Which after God created in what? Righteousness and holiness. Now what's holiness? Do I have on white? It has nothing to do with putting on white or putting a wrap on your head. No, that's just a form of holiness. But what is holiness? Holiness means but being dedicated to the service of God. You've been taught to be dedicated to everything else except for yourself. Yahweh gave us 3 great high holy days that we were commanded to keep. One is called Passover, which you probably have heard. Another one is called Feast of Weeks, which you may not have heard. And another one is called Feast of Tabernacles, or Sukkot, which you may have heard a little bit about, but you always thought that was for the Jewish people or for someone else. No, God gave you 3 great high holy days you're commanded to keep. But your enemy, who's, against God, he took these holy days and changed them to holidays. So he took the Y and put an I in there and called it a holiday. So you be out chasing holidays, spending all your wealth, almost every month, they got some kind of holiday out there for you. That was all man-made, from Christmas to New Year's to Labor Day, 4th of July, another lie. you're still not free. Yeah, you're still not independent because you're dependent upon him and all other nations. So he gave you all these holidays and yet blinded you, not like our brother Stevie Wonder, blinded your mind to his holy days. Yeah. And what really bothers me is that how can you go into many churches and they worship Jesus, 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 and have no knowledge of Passover when the man they called Jesus, whose real name was Yahshua, kept the Passover, kept Feast of Tabernacles, kept Sukkot. Yes. So God gave you these 3 high holy days he commanded you to keep, to come up and worship him. And he said, I'll bless you to keep your wealth within yourselves and in the family. But your enemy came and gave you all these holidays and blinded your eyes to God's true holy days so that you will remain under curse. So in order to receive your inheritance, in order for your time to come, it is now time for you to start keeping God's high holy days. I want to take you to the book of Zechariah so that you'll understand that hey, I'm just not talking out of my mouth. This is in this great book called the Bible. And many of you have said, oh, I read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation many times, but you did not see any of these scriptures. Yeah. That's why Christ said, but their eyes were blinded, especially in the reading of the Old Testament, until the true Messiah hits the scene, and then he'll remove that veil from their eyes. Let's go to Zechariah 14, verses 16 through 17. Zechariah 14, 16 through 17. This is how you gain your inheritance back. This is how you get favor in your life. Yeah. This is how you get ready to receive your inheritance. Zechariah 14, 16 through 17. In verse 16 said, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all nations which came against Jerusalem, aka the children of Israel, so-called blacks, and our brothers in the Caribbean islands and sisters, shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. See, anywhere that you see Lord and God in the Bible, it originally read Yahweh. Google it, check it out, do your own research. It's just that easy. You all that are call yourself Bible scholars out there, if you have a Dates Bible, which is a Bible for ministers, if you look at the preface on the first page, it tells you that originally, anywhere in this book, before King James converted it from Hebrew to Greek, that Lord and God said Yahweh. I met many ministers who had Dates Bibles and they never seen that in their life. I open them up and say, look, read it. Yeah, it's in the second column at the very bottom. On the preface, read it. It tells you that it read Yahweh, Lord and God. So it says that it should come to pass that we are to come up from year to year, an annual celebration of memorial, and worship the Lord Yahweh, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This was a commandment. Ain't nowhere in the Bible you're going to see where he told you to keep Christmas. Ain't nowhere in the Bible where you're going to see where Jesus, since you say you love Jesus, told you to keep Halloween. But he told you to keep the law of Moses. Yeah. He said, I did not come to destroy the law or the prophets, but to what? Fulfill it. He kept it. You're to keep it. Christianity means Christ-like. So if Christ kept it, why are you not keeping it? I studied many religions, especially Christianity, Islam, all of that. Took Ramadan, all of that. Judaism, all of that. As I traveled. And I'm here to tell you that the great prophet, Yahweh, Yahshua, the man you call Jesus, kept Passover, kept Feast of Weeks and Feast of Tabernacles. Now let's go to verse 17 when you get the shark of life. So you don't think this is just a black thing, because Yahweh is a universal God. He's a so-called black man God, but he's also the God of the entire planet Earth. He's a universal God. He is. That's verse 17. They say, and it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, even of them shall be no rain. So all these nationalities out there now, if you, all these nations, all 200 nations, I don't care how powerful you are, if you do not come up and keep the Feast of Tabernacles and pay tribute to Yahweh and give unto Yahweh and don't come empty-handed for Yahweh, you will have no rain. Rain represents prosperity. Instead, you will have wars, you will have destruction, you will have earthquakes, you will have famines, you will have pestilence, you will have tsunamis and typhoons in your life. You will have divorces and breakups. Yes, this is what Yahweh is telling you, all nations, that you're to come up and worship him. Yeah. Otherwise, prosperity reign means you'll have peace. No prosperity, no peace in your life. Yeah, because you refuse to come up and worship him. All nations are to come at Feast of Tabernacles to worship the King, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, especially the so-called black man of America and all my sisters and brothers in the Caribbean islands who are also the children of Israel, whether or not you're from Haiti or Jamaica or Trinidadian, you're the children of Israel. Yes, you are. Praise Yahweh. This is the world's best kept secret. You want to understand the Bible, anywhere you see Lord and God, change it to Yahweh. I know there's many variations of the name out there. What they call him, Yahweh, Yah. That's the prefix of his name. But I had to counsel one brother and tell him, hey brother, why would you call God by the prefix of his name when you know his whole name is Yahweh? That's very disrespectful. You know, that's like if your name is Michael or Mikael, somebody come up to you and you're the president and say, what's up, Mick? What's up, Mikey? Come on. No, my name is Mikael. Yahweh's name is Yahweh, not Yah. That's a prefix. You got different variations, Yehovah or whatever, but his true name is Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh Yahweh. Pronounced Yahweh in English, Tetragrammaton, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Call on that name. There's power in that name. This is why the enemy want to keep you from knowing about that name. There's power in that name. It is. So you're to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And I want to invite all of you under the sound of my voice to come and celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles. If you don't have a Feast of Tabernacles being held in your city, that will be celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles come October 3rd and 4th. That's about 40 days from now here in Orlando, the city beautiful at the Hampton Inn and Suites. We'll be celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles October 3rd and 4th. There'll be, first of all, a divine message straight from God, Yahweh, a prophetic message. There'll be dancing, entertainment, delicious food. Yes, I want to invite you to attend Feast of Tabernacles, October 3rd, 4th, 2025 in Orlando. Make it a vacation. Go visit Disney World while you're here, or Universal Studios, or many other jazz spots while you're in the city, or one of the beautiful beaches, Miami, Cocoa Beach, Daytona Beach, or whatever. It's the law that you keep that. It's not optional. It's the law. So you have plenty of time to, get yourself together, make your plans and reservations to come and keep the Feast of Tabernacles so that you will be blessed. So it's time to be renewed in the spirit of your mind to do what God say do and not what man has told you to do, what has resulted in all the unhappiness and poverty and sickness and things that's going on in your lives. Praise Yahweh. It has truly been a blast doing this 1 hour of power. I'm going to have to close out, but I do want to thank each and every one of you all for listening in and tuning in. And I want you to feel free to visit our website, UNITempleYahweh.com. You'll see the dates on there for all the high holy days. A lot of wisdom, and make your plans and reservations to attend Feast of Tabernacles 2025. You can get your tickets on our website, or you can go to Eventbrite, praise Yahweh, and it'll be posted up, shortly. And I want to tell you to continue to tune in every Saturday. Each Saturday, myself or Brother Adiel or one of the other scholars will come in and, just give you a little wisdom on spiritual topics, financial topics, health topics, and just proclaim the name Yahweh. Because Solomon was famous concerning what? The name of the Lord Yahweh. Wasn't about how many wives he had, brother. Nah, it was about the name Yahweh that made him great and how famous he was. And he's the one that the black and white Masonic orders worship in secret to this very day. Yes, so the name Yahweh is extremely powerful. Visit our website, unitempleyahweh.com. And if you have any questions about this telecast and thing in the future, feel free to call us on our Yahweh hotline, 407-284-2306. I'll repeat that again, 407-284-2306. Seek Yahweh early, sister, while he can be found. Do not wait until there's no food for your children. Do not wait until you've lost your job, brother. Do not wait until your sons or daughters are in Alcatraz Island in Miami or in concentration camps. Do not wait. Seek Yahweh now while he can be found. It's written that the children of Israel will come forth, weeping and moaning. And do not be in that category that only come to Yahweh because you have nowhere to stay. Do not because you've lost your position in Hollywood, because they've frozen your bank accounts. Now suddenly you have no money. I'm prophesying into the future what's getting ready to happen in this country. Do not wait when they told you the $1 million in cash, you're going to take it on a wheelbarrow and burn it up because it's worthless now. Yes, it's like worse than Haitian money. Do not wait until that moment to come to Yahweh. You all that are of the 144,000, the royal priesthood, come now. Come now. Praise Yahweh. I want to thank each and every one of you all for listening in. Tune in every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I look forward to seeing you at Feast of Tabernacles. It's coming up October 3rd and 4th in about 40 days. On behalf of my father, Yahweh, I love you. I want to thank Brother Yochanan for, handling this presentation with me and for us. And I look forward to seeing you soon and very soon. May God bless you. May he bless your home. May he keep you and bless you with long life, prosperity, good health, and love in your life. Shalom Aleichem.